Hey there. Can you believe it's December 1st already? I can't either. Well, it is the first of the month, and that means it's time for me to look at my yearly goals and, more importantly, record what I did in November and give you a little feedback on what I'm thinking. So, again, if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know that I believe in creating goals. I believe in sharing goals. I believe in tracking performance against said goals, and then occasionally tweaking them if something comes up or something better comes along. So I have a playlist on this channel that goes back, I believe, to last year, where I talk about goals. And this is something that's been wired into me, uh, ever since high school, as I had sales goals I had to hit, selling washers and dryers and all of those things just to keep my job. So it all comes down to understanding what you want, and then more importantly, digesting the activities that will get you there. So let me share with you what I have done in December as we get ready, or I'm sorry, in November, as we get ready to close out 2019. So first and foremost, as we go through this, same deal. Do me a favor. If you've been watching the channel for any length of time, hit that subscribe button. As Graham Stephan says, smash that like button. But most importantly for me, hit that comment if you have a question. I like to interact with the people that view my channels. So if you have a question, we do have something called subscriber questions. If you leave a comment, I will do my best to respond. And in many cases, create a video kind of answering your questions. So make sure you take advantage of those comments, as I love to hear from you. All right, so first off, since you have now seen this probably 10 or 11 times, because again, it doesn't change, I break down my goals in 2019 into these different buckets, right? Family, I have some family goals. I have health goals. I have goals for my buy and hold portfolio. This is something that changed, right? I used to talk units. It has become a problem on social media because unit count means nothing, or at least very little. Let's talk about the net cash flow, because you spend or you pay your bills on cash flow. So let's talk about that. We did have goals for flips now that we have the time to do it. Obviously, a lion's share of what we do here is try to help others. So I had some goals there, private Facebook group, and then goals for YouTube. And again, this is the tracking sheet that I've used. Again, it's something that we just update here, and then here's how we did in November. You can go back and hear how I talked about July, August, and September on the playlist. But this is something that, we're just going to talk about the November column. So I did create a new goal of trying to give away some money. I did attract something called No Kid Hungry. It resonated with me. And I am giving away $2 of every book that is sold in October, November, and December. So it looks like in October we sold 85, and then November we sold 88. So we're looking at, I don't know, what is that? Almost $350, I guess. So we will, knock on wood, be over 400 for sure in December. But that's interesting. We wanted to take 3 trips in the second half, and we exceeded that. We are not going anywhere in November or December. That wasn't our plan. When everybody else is traveling, we try to stay, home. In fact, this 4-day weekend, we've done very little other than go to the gym, frankly. So that's what we're doing. Daily activity is important as I get older, and happy to say we did that. Increased cash flow. Again, this was a new goal tweaked at the mid-year. What I did here is I had 2 houses that I've owned for quite some time. They both became vacant this month, and I went in and did a full remodel like I would do for my flips, right? New floors, new kitchens, new baths, all of that stuff. And what we're doing is we're seeing that is increasing the rent. Actually, it's increasing rent $400, so $200 each house. But I only put $300 here because some of that will go to expenses and other things. So I always want to be conservative. So I'm estimating that rent increase will be $150 per house, the other $50 going to somewhere else. We actually had 0 flips close in November. We had 2 scheduled to close the last business day, right before Thanksgiving, that Wednesday. Unfortunately, the buyer is out of state, and due to the storm we had and snow in their areas, the FedEx was couldn't get out, and now we will close next week sometime. So we had 0 close in November. We actually now have five that should close in December. So we'll see. But it looks like we should get to our goal of 10, because at this point, all we need is those first 2 that should close next week. And we will exceed our goal of 10. But, there's a chance we close all 5 in December, and that would be pretty fun. We were looking to go to 3 events. I did 2 back-to-back, right, Houston and then San Diego. I do have a 3rd event coming up, which actually I am speaking at, but that is not until, when is that? That's early February of 2020, Jim Ingersoll's event, which will be a lot of fun in Virginia, I believe. So we will go to that. The office is generating leads, right? I am getting first right of refusal. This will scale next year, I truly believe, as I start spending marketing dollars with my partners. It is something you've seen in my 2020 goals, is I want to partner with different wholesalers and the like and see if we can't do something. The office is not yet highlighted in the Fresno Bee, which is kind of a little goal I was going for. But now I have a PR person that is helping. We actually have an official ribbon cutting coming up on the 10th. And that should be a catalyst to get something in the local paper. Never figured out how to track if my students are closing houses. I know they are. I hear from them, but it's really hard for me to track. So that was something that was one of those good goals, but can't really track. And then the YouTube subscribers, we just under 3,700. So let's try to get to maybe 4,000 by the end of December. But it is it's slow but sure. I think that averages like 4 a day. Which is interesting. Most importantly, probably the conversation for folks is what I think of what happened in November. First and foremost, YouTube growth is slow. Again, it's 4 people a day. I'm putting out daily content, which is I still enjoy, so that's good. But I have found that the biggest increase or spike in subscribers comes from actually being interviewed on other people's channels or podcasts. So if you know anybody that has a good podcast, or you know anybody that would like to interview and hear the One Rental at a Time story, please make an introduction. I need to speak on other folks' channel if we are going to grow the One Rental at a Time story, earn, save, invest, repeat, be conservative, all of those things. So do me a favor, if you know someone, make an introduction. That would be greatly appreciated. Again, just wanted to put it here. Lots of subscribers, very loyal listeners, which I am so proud of and thankful for. But do me a favor, if you have other channels that you listen to or connections you have, please make an introduction. Let's have more and more people hear the One Rental at a Time story, get involved, leave comments, really get this channel being interactive. Would be so much fun. The Fresno office is generating deals. It was always a vision to have that happen. We did consider 4 different deals this month, but those are, it's proof of concept that this is working and a lot of fun. We did execute our first in-person education event in Fresno in November. We are actually doing a second one actually next weekend. So this is fun. We're actually finding more and more people that need help getting that first deal done, evaluating deals, and that's something we want the hub to do, and I'm very proud of that. Something we've done is we signed up for the Chamber of Commerce, right? Actually announcing the hub as part of Fresno. It's on their website now. We are doing a formal ribbon cutting on December 10th, I think at 3:30 in the afternoon. Please come out if you're there, show your support. It will be fun, lots of pictures. They're inviting lots of different city officials, which I am very proud of to be a part of. And then we look at cash flow, something that may not become obvious, but given our portfolio size, we actually have 3 ways we can do this, and something that will be a part of next year as well. Is obviously we could buy new cash flowing units. We can obviously pay off debt, but also given our portfolio size, we can raise rents. And that is a 3rd lever we can pull. And again, let's talk about cash flow and let's not talk about unit count. I think 2019 has overall been a great year. I think I've trying to figure out the daily balance between kind of creating content and living my life. It's starting to come together. And most importantly, I'm still having fun, because I promise you this: if I stop having fun or stop feeling like I'm helping, we will stop this channel. But at the end of the day, this is good. So 2019's almost over. How are you doing? If you want to check out my website, which I rarely talk about, it's there. Everything I do is one rental at a time: website, YouTube, book, all those things. So at the end of the day, we got one more recording right on January 1st. We'll round up my 2019 just to complete the 12 months. But again, yesterday I shared with what I'm thinking about 2020. And again, I print these out and track weekly now. I'm actually going to kick this off starting today. I'm going to see how it feels, see if I got the right things. So for December, or actually on January 1st, very likely, I will be reporting both. I'll wrap up 2019, and then I'll talk about how these first 4 weeks went with these new goals. So I hope that helps. What are you doing in 2019? What are you doing in December to get ready for 2020? If you want to see how the year has evolved for me, you can go back and watch the playlist for all my goal summaries. It's something I did all year. So at the end of the day, take care, have fun, all the best.